It was reported that 26-year-old Sydney Thomas spent 45 minutes dangling in her semi-truck that ran over the edge of this bridge, but was spared when she was rescued by firefighters of Kentucky. This bridge is the Clark Memorial Bridge, and it stretches over the Ohio River, connecting Kentucky and Indiana. This incident occurred on March 1st, 2024. 26-year-old Sydney Thomas, an employee of Cisco, was driving her semi-truck when an approaching vehicle took out her front suspension, and she lost control of the vehicle. The vehicle ran into the side of the bridge. The front of the truck was dangling over the Ohio River, while the back of the semi clutched to the edge of the bridge. Rescue teams from Kentucky, firefighters, came and rescued her after waiting in the truck for 45 minutes. Now guys, this is Big Muscle. I'm always on the hustle, okay? I've driven over the Clark Memorial Bridge there in Kentucky before, and this is where I recorded this video. Now, if you're out there on the road, I'm happy this young lady was spared and was rescued by the Kentucky Fire Department. But if you're out there on the road driving, be very cautious and careful when going over bridges. One of my things when going over bridges is whatever the speed limit on the bridge is, I usually decrease it by 10 miles, go less, because you never know. And it doesn't have to be your fault with these bridges when you're with accidents, road accidents, period. It could be someone else's fault. In this case, it's someone else's fault. Took out her front suspension, and her truck just went over the edge of the bridge. Luckily, she was spared. The momentum and velocity of these vehicles, especially a semi, is going to do in most cases, big vehicles, when you lose a front tire or anything that has to do to directing the travel path of the vehicle, it's gonna do what it want to do. That's what's going to happen. It's going to do what it want to do, and there's little control you're going to have over that vehicle at that time. So when you're out there traveling on the road, always keep that in mind. Now, bridges have a lot of wind. That's what wind factors when you're talking about high bridges. In this case, the Clark Memorial Bridge, it's a very high bridge, so there's a lot of wind over this bridge, and bridges aren't stable. They're not 100% stable. You can feel sometimes when you go over some bridges, you can actually feel them moving, so be so cautious and watch out for other drivers who may lose control of their vehicle when you're on these bridges. Now, there's a full dash cam video that shows the entire incident of how it played out. And Sydney Thomas, 26-year-old Sydney Thomas, she's done an interview in news sources reporting and talking about this incident in detail and stuff like that. You can watch those videos, other YouTube platforms out there, maybe on different social media places, but you'll get to see the entire event, including the truck going over the edge of the bridge, and also firefighters rescuing this young lady, and different things like that. Bridges can be very unpredictable. Wind factors, it's not stable. Okay, there could be other drivers who lose control of their vehicles, all this type of stuff. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And when you're going over bridges, keep your eye on the road and look for other drivers. As a matter of fact, as a rule of thumb, when it comes to going over bridges, especially long bridges that are very high, it's a good practice to heighten your sense of alertness. It's very good practice. Don't think that you're just on flat ground. Whenever you see a bridge and you're coming up on a bridge and you're approaching a bridge, just heighten your sense of alertness, just in case someone take out your front end or you take out somebody's front end. Just be careful overall. You cannot be too careful or too cautious, but just heighten your sense of awareness when going over bridges. So in case there's an emergency, you can react more swiftly. Okay, and it's Big Muscle. I'm always on the hustle. Catch me in the next video.
Peace.